Welcome back. Just before the break, we were talking about journey of a student from a student visa right up to the green card, and we were only stage of getting the student visa there. We have a lot to talk about further, but one or two other things I want to say is that still, although the guidelines were issued, as I said, by Condoleezza Rice when she was the Secretary of the State, they still do look at the intention of the person, which is wrong. So they say, so what is your plan? What are you going to do? You say, I am a student, I don't know. 4 years after I study, then that happens normal. Even I talk to the students here in the US, you know, like your son or my child or anybody at that age, what do you want to do? I don't know. I don't know.
Right.
And
They
really
haven't
they don't know.
formulated their plans fully.
Yeah,
That's right.
But Indian culture is different. Like my daughter used to say, I want to be a medical doctor. That's it. Well, parents in India say, parents, doctors want engineers or whatever. They make up their mind in the very childhood, but that's not really happens with all the students. So there the question was that I told the consuls also, so I do at that time, but even you know how I'm outspoken, I talk to the consul like that,
Right.
that you guys are looking in a crystal ball as to like astrologer or Jyotishi, that what will happen to your life. He doesn't know himself. Listen, as long as you know this student is actually going to study 4 years, that's it. That is the intention. Or you have some information that he's an intending immigrant, the father has filed an immigrant visa petition, or the whole family is in the US, or he was previously in an immigrant visa process, the CPA, he couldn't come. There may be factors that is on the table, that information, that he's an intending immigrant. Barring that, you should really not be looking at the crystal ball, because the law is very clear. Intention at the time of applying for the visa, not the future.
Right. Well, if they had asked my son what he wanted to do, his intention wouldn't have been medical doctor. He would have said he intended to be a playboy, and that probably wouldn't have gotten him the visa. But that's neither here nor there. I told him there's not much of a future in that.
The consul say, okay, playboy, go there, but you let me know about your achievements in your field.
Exactly. One of the other items, Michael, which you pointed out, which is a really also an important one, you referred to it before, and I think it's really important that we bring this to the forefront for our viewers, is that please remember that with respect to the F-1 visa and the M visa and the J visa, if you're applying for any of them, there's still this semblance of a non-dual intent. It's a pure non-immigrant visa, which means that Section 214B of the INA applies, which means that you must demonstrate non-immigrant intent. What does non-immigrant intent mean? Well, we've referred to it in other shows that we've had, and it means that you have to demonstrate ties to your home country, things that draw you back. So you have to be prepared at least to answer questions what are the things that draw you back? For example, you have your assets back at home. But if you're a student, how many assets are you really going to have? Well, maybe it's not your assets that draw you home. It's the fact that you have all your family there, or the fact that you're the oldest member of the family and you stand to inherit the fortunes of the family, or whatever the assets are of the family. And you have a responsibility to go home because you're going to be the oldest son who's taking care of the family back at home. So these are all nuances which the consular officer is aware of, but things that go to Section 214B, which is kind of looming as an issue in this whole F-1 process.
Let's continue that, how the 214B works out at the time of interview. Okay, a lot of people take a bunch of papers and fathers' assets and documents. The practice today is the American consul is not interested. He doesn't have the time to look at any papers. Right. He thinks I'm going to show them my father's tax return and this and that. Some cases they might, most of the cases they don't want. So articulate. Consular officer stand, smiling, don't get nervous. He doesn't have a time to just in like hesitation, trying to look for the papers. Consul said, just answer my question, please.
Exactly.
So be fully prepared, be normal, don't get nervous, keep smiling, answer your question right, straight. Look at the eyes of the consular officer, not here, not here.
Exactly.
So that I have seen that happening.
The eyes are the window to the soul.
Exactly. Right. So that's very, very important, and
right.
that is very important for the 214B, not the papers more, not anything else. What he says, which school he's going, why he's going, just keep quiet. and answer the questions.
And
Because-
Michael, that
yeah.
begets another really important point, which
Yeah.
I think we should make for our viewers, and that is that there's really no substitution for good preparation, and that is go through with your legal counselor a step-by-step analysis and preparation for that interview. There's nothing to stop you from doing that. Spend a little time going through what those questions are going to be and how to prepare yourself.
I tell you what, some of the clients or some of the people that wanted an advice on how to prepare and all that, and got the visas, it called me to thank you, sir. Exactly what you said were the questions. They asked exactly, and I answered, and they were very happy. So I support 100% what you are saying. Preparation, guidance, and support, that plays a major role in getting any kind of visa, actually, not only student visa. So.
That's right. And so definitely speak to your legal representative and make sure that you're adequately prepared for that interview. Obviously, our office is uniquely situated to be able to help you both on this side. Here, NPZ Law Group can work with you to prepare you for that interview. Our attorneys are always doing that as part of the service we provide. Also, the law office of Michael Fawani in Mumbai, which is located in Bandra near the Kula complex, is also in a position to be able to advise you and to be able to prepare you for what you can expect at that important interview.
Yeah, David, this is only step one. We are talking about getting a visa stamp from the American consul, and the stamp is done. We have a lot to talk about. We are still just finishing step one, and partly step two is just in the flight. You go there, arrive here, Kennedy Airport, you face the CBP officials, Custom Border Protection, and then they may have some questions and look at the I-20 and other papers, and then make a decision.
Check SEVIS. They check the SEVIS record.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think we are running out of the time. But this question, as well as many other questions for the journey going forward, from a student arriving in the US, going to the school, transfer of schools, OPT, CPT, getting into an H-1 program, maintaining their status at all times, and ultimately going through the PERM and other process of green cards. We will continue all this discussion in our next program. Please make sure to watch us on next Saturday at 1 p.m. only on TV Asia. Actually, you should be watching every Saturday 1 p.m. on TV Asia only to see our program. David
Thank you
and
so
me
much
will
for
always be
tuning
there
in.
to give you most important information from time to time.
We look forward to seeing you next week.
Thank you very much. Thank you, David, and thank
you,
all
Michael.
of you, and goodbye.
Bye now.